Hi, everybody. This is Dan O'Connor with Dan O'Connor Training, and it's time for Ask Dan.
You gotta have a talk soon. Don't wanna sound like a goon.
You got to.
Ask Dan.
So today's question comes from Solomon Kane. Great name, Solomon. Dan, you're amazing. Thank you. You're welcome. Oh, for sharing these videos with us. You're welcome. I got a quick question for you, and will appreciate it if you could please refer me to a video if you've already made one. My question is, how can I not forget to keep calm while sharing my feedback or answering someone? The reason is I always get annoyed and forget what I have to say. All right. I recommend this. Active listening is something that I struggle with myself. Because, we have a lot of self-talk, and I'm a fast talker, and so I got a lot of words going on there. Something that helped me dramatically, pay attention and listen to people before I respond. Two things, actually, and I'm going to give them both to you. One is, remember habit number 5 in the 7 habits of highly effective people is seek first to understand and then be understood. Something like that. It's seek first to understand, then to be understood. I can't even remember what the other 6 habits are. Something like be proactive or create synergy. I can't remember what they are. That's the one, habit number 5, that impacted me the most, and it's because it's true. If you want to be effective, it is an impossibility that you can persuade somebody or convince somebody or impact somebody without first knowing who they are and where they're coming from. I'd put out a visual cue, absolutely. Put out a visual cue. For example, make this your habit of the week. Put out a cue card, a little note card, and write in it, number 5, seek first to understand. Remind yourself during this sliver in time between event and response, I'm here to understand you, not to be understood by you. That's not my goal. If that is my goal, I'm already sabotaging my success before I've begun. So I'm going to seek first to understand you. And while you are remembering that, because it's true, once you do that, and you aren't seeking to understand so that you can anything afterwards. I'm not seeking to understand so I can really persuade you afterwards. I'm doing it simply to understand you. The arguments that you have will be so much better. The feedback that you'll give will be so much better. You'll be able to honor that person much more. And to help you do that, remember that active listening is about acting like you're listening. Active, act. It's behaving physically in a way that an engaged listener behaves. When you start to do that, I have a video on here. I'm going to try to put it in the comments below, or in the description below. So check out the videos below. I'm going to put in a few for you. Solomon, remember, when you do lean forward and you have open posture and you're nodding your head every few moments, that physical behavior helps your mind focus on the other person and actually listen more effectively. When you behave as a listener behaves, as an active listener behaves, you will start to reap the benefits of an active listener. Just as in any relationship we have, if you want to have a more romantic relationship, act like a more romantic person. You want to be more of a professional, act like one. You want to be a savvy communicator, talk like one. So in these moments in time, when you recognize these situations as those that are presenting themselves to you as opportunities to be an active listener and really focus, behave like it. Physically sit up straight, lean forward, open your shoulders, nod every now and then. You might want to give a phrase every now and then. And I also recommend developing and implementing a personal compass, because the personal compass is another tool. And tools are key in changing your communication. If you want to make a change in the way you speak, you have to use tools. Or else you're going to spend 10 times more time on making a little change than you would if you had a simple tool. A personal compass reminds you in these slivers in time between event and response, between when they're speaking and how you respond to them. It reminds you what your purpose is in this and every situation. So there are going to be a few statements that you'll want to fill in, but you're going to say things in your personal compass, real quick statements. It only takes 15 minutes to make one, maybe half an hour. You may say, I am a patient, considerate, engaged listener. And so during this moment in time when you hear somebody speaking and you think, oh geez, wait a minute, I'm not annoyed. I'm a patient, engaged listener. It'll help switch your thought patterns. And remember, when you switch your thought patterns, you will switch your verbal patterns. They go hand in hand. Just as if you switch your verbal patterns, you'll start to switch your thought patterns. So during these moments in time, you'll, with a personal compass, help remember, wait a minute, this is an opportunity. And you'll remember habit number 5, seek first to understand. you'll remember, oh, that means I'm going to behave like an active listener. And I'll give you some body language tips and some videos below to help you do that. And you will find that you can make huge strides in your listening skills with those simple tools. I mean, I'm going to say, Solomon, within 3 weeks, you're going to hear somebody say, thank you for being such a good listener. I appreciate that. And you'll say, oh my gosh, Dan totally has psychic powers. And yes, I do. And you'll hear that because it's true. People tell you when you are a good listener. People will tell you. And if you're not hearing now that you are a good listener, it's because you're not. Because when you are, people tell you. Just as when you're a savvy communicator, people tell you. So I hope that that helps you, Solomon, and I hope that helps everybody watching. Make sure to check out the links below, and also check out our store. We have some new books and videos and lots of new stuff going on. So check out our links that'll bring you to the store. Check out our store, and make sure to subscribe to this page, but also subscribe to the list on the front page of DanO'ConnorTraining.com, our VIP member list, because you'll get things that people on YouTube don't always get. And for everybody here at Dan O'Connor Training, it's been a pleasure. Make sure to send in your video questions, and I'll send you a video response. This is Dan O'Connor from Dan O'Connor Training, signing off. Be a better listener physically. And Sarah writes, where did Sarah write? Seeking a word to accomplish a task at work. And you don't do it by cutting corners, but you do it by taking pride in who you are and how you work. Or if you pass a test and you didn't do it by cheating, you did it by really immersing yourself into the material and learning